Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a look at something pretty exciting, a new open source Python framework that seems to be making some real waves in the AI dev space.
That's right. We're diving into Graphiti. It's a GitHub repo. And yeah, it's getting noticed for doing something very specific and really quite powerful.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Imagine, right, if your AI agents had this perfect memory, but not just static memory, one that's like constantly evolving, adapting the instant new information comes in. No more dealing with old context or, getting responses based on outdated info. For any developer working in AI, that sounds, well, pretty amazing, doesn't it?
It really does. And well, Graphiti is basically built to try and make that happen. It's an open source framework. And the whole idea is to let you build these real-time knowledge graphs for your AI agents.
So they act as the agent's memory.
Exactly, like a dynamic, constantly updating memory. It's especially useful for agents that need to operate where information changes really fast.
Okay, let's unpack that a bit. Real-time and dynamic, those seem like the key words here. How is Graphiti different from, say, the usual ways people build memory layers for AI today?
Well, the really innovative part about Graphiti is how it handles real-time incremental updates. Think about how data processing often works. Now you grab a big batch of data, crunch the numbers, recompute everything.
Right, batch processing.
Yeah, it's kind of like having to redraw the entire city map just because one new house was built. Graphiti avoids that. New information comes in and it gets integrated immediately. It just updates the relevant bits of the knowledge graph.
So no need to recalculate the entire thing from scratch.
Precisely, which means it's much more efficient. And the AI always has the freshest possible information without that huge computational cost.
That sounds like a pretty big leap, especially if your AI is dealing with, like, fast-moving data streams. What about keeping track of when things happened? Because sometimes you need to know not just what happened, but also when the AI learned about it.
Exactly. And that brings us to another really cool feature, what they call the bi-temporal data model. This isn't just one timestamp. Graphiti tracks two different times very precisely. There's the valid time. That's when an event actually occurred out there in the real world. Yeah. And then there's the transaction time. That's when the information about that event was actually recorded or added into the knowledge graph.
Oh, interesting. So you track when it happened and when we logged it. That dual tracking sounds incredibly useful, maybe for accuracy or even debugging.
Totally. You can reconstruct the AI's state of understanding at any point in the past. Think about accountability or auditing complex AI decisions. That's critical, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, with this model, you can tackle data lineage and auditing challenges, especially in areas where that's super important, like finance or healthcare. If you need to figure out why an AI made a certain decision last Tuesday,
you'd know exactly what information it had at that specific moment.
Exactly. You know what data existed and when the AI actually processed it. This goes way beyond standard retrieval-augmented-generation, RV models. They often struggle with context that changes over time.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So bringing it all together, what does this actually mean for you, the developer listening right now? What kinds of new AI applications does this unlock?
Well, I think it's a bit of a game changer, honestly, for creating smarter, much more personalized AI apps. Think about chatbots that really remember your conversation history over weeks or months.
Instead of forgetting everything after 5 minutes.
Right. Or advanced AI assistants that actually adapt as your needs change in real time. Being able to handle data that's constantly evolving allows for a level of contextual understanding that was, frankly, very hard to pull off before.
And it seems like it's already getting attention. You mentioned it's getting traction.
Oh, yeah. We've seen it pop up on Hacker News. It was featured on Product Hunt back in February 2025, I think. And it's even been mentioned on the GitHub Daily Trend podcast. So yeah, the dev community is definitely noticing. Wow.
Okay.
And it's not just talk. Graphiti actually powers the core memory layer for Zep. That's an open source system for long-term AI memory. And it's been demonstrated as basically state-of-the-art in agent memory.
So it's already being used in some pretty advanced stuff?
It is. It's proving itself in real-world applications right now.
Okay, so for developers listening who are thinking, all right, I want to try this, how easy is it to actually integrate Graphiti? Is it a massive undertaking?
Actually, getting started seems pretty flexible. You can hook it up with, the popular LLM providers, OpenAI, Google Gemini, Anthropic, Grok, even local models running through llama.
And the database side?
For the graph database underneath, it works with Neo4j or Falcor DB. So you've got options depending on what you're already using or what you prefer.
That flexibility is definitely key. Means you can hopefully leverage its power without ripping out your entire existing tech stack.
Exactly. So if you're ready to give your AI agents a memory that's truly dynamic, that evolves, if you want to build apps that learn and adapt as things happen,
then you should probably check it out.
definitely. Check out the Graffiti GitHub repository. We'll make sure the link is right there in the description for you.
And hey, if this deep dive into graffiti sparks some ideas, maybe for your next AI project, do hit that like button. And subscribe to the channel. We do more quick looks at cutting-edge dev tools like this all the time.
Thanks for listening. And maybe think about this until next time. With a truly perfect, evolving memory for AI, what kind of applications, maybe things that seemed impossible before, suddenly become feasible? Give that some thought. Take care.